Hello children, welcome to the English class. In this session, we are going to deal with the grammar part of class 8, unit 7 named Women Empowerment. Let us brush our grammar. The subject and the predicate. Two important parts of a complete sentence. Do you all know what is a sentence? Right. A sentence is a group of words arranged in a particular order that contains a subject and predicate and expresses a complete thought. With this, we understand that a complete sentence has a subject and a predicate. Now, let us learn more about how a subject and predicate make a complete sense. Let us see what a subject is. Subject is the naming part. Every sentence has a subject. These subjects are always nouns and pronouns. Most probably, the subjects are always nouns and pronouns. And subject usually comes at the beginning of the sentence. Where does this subject come? It usually comes at the beginning of the sentence. The subject of a sentence may be a word or a group of words. So, the subject of the sentence, it can be a word or a group of words that tells us who or what the sentence is about. So, this subject, the naming part, it tells us who or what the sentence is about. Let us move on to the second part of the sentence. It is predicate. Predicate tells what the subject is or what the subject does. It receives the action of the subject. It always contains a verb and it tries to give us more information about the subject. Now, it is clear that every complete sentence contains two parts. A subject, naming part, and a predicate, that is the telling part. The subject is what or whom the sentence is about. It tells us about whom or what the sentence is about. While the predicate, the telling part, it tells something about the subject. Let's understand better about the subject and the predicate with some examples. See the examples that are given in the tabular form. What is the first sentence that was given? The earth is round. The earth is round. What is round here? About what we are speaking? We are speaking about the earth. So, the earth becomes the subject. Is round. It is telling about the subject. So, this becomes the predicate. The second example, these rules belongs to me. What rules? These rules. So, these rules becomes the subject and belongs to me becomes the predicate. Emily sang at the party. Who sang at the party? Emily. What he or she did? What was the action that was done? Sang at the party. So, it becomes the predicate. She ran. Who ran? She. What was the work that was done? Ran. So, ran becomes the predicate, whereas she is the subject. My father is hungry. My father. Who? He is my father. How is he? He is hungry. It is giving more information about the subject. So it becomes the predicate. Look at these sentences. In the first sentence, I love strawberries. What becomes the subject here? I becomes the subject. What is being said about I? I love strawberries. So it becomes the predicate. Henry lopped his head off. Who? Henry. So Henry becomes the subject, whereas lopped his head off. What is being said about Henry? Lopped his head off. It becomes the predicate. The tornado has crossed the state border. What crossed the state border? The tornado. We are speaking about the tornado. So it becomes the subject, whereas crossed the state border, has crossed the state border, because it is telling more about the subject, it becomes a predicate. Few more examples on this concept, the subject and the predicate. He wore a mask. He, which was highlighted in the green color, is the subject because we are speaking about a person. Okay, noun. What he wore a mask. So it becomes the predicate which was highlighted in the red color. Let's see the next one. She is playing guitar. We are speaking about she. She is the pronoun here, and we are speaking, because we are speaking about she, it becomes the subject, and it was highlighted in the green color. Is playing guitar. What is the work that she is doing? Is playing guitar, or it is telling something about the subject. So it becomes the predicate. On to the next example. The dog is running. Who is running here? The dog. What is the work that is being done by the dog? It is running. So, the dog, we are speaking about the dog. So, it is the subject, whereas what is the work that was done by the dog? That is being done by the dog? It is running. Yes, it is the predicate. Jeevan is playing cricket. Who is playing here? Who is playing cricket? Jeevan. So it becomes the subject. What is he doing? He is playing cricket. It is the predicate. Look at the boy in this example who is standing without a smile on his face. Yeah, his name is George. George is noun and it becomes the subject because we are speaking about George. And what is the telling part of the sentence? What is it he never does? He never smiles. Never smiles becomes the predicate. We have gone through many examples on subject and predicate and hope you all have understood what is a subject and what is a predicate in a sentence. In some cases, the subject may also occur at the end of the sentence. Let's see how. Usually, the subject precedes the predicate. It comes before. Preceding this, it comes before. However, in some cases, the subject follows the predicate. Let's see how. Down the road skipped the girl. Who skipped? Who? Who or what is the subject? So, who skipped? The girl. What happened to that girl? Skipped down the road. So, the girl is the subject here, which is preceding the predicate. Down the road is down the road skip is the predicate. In the second example, out of the woods came a bear. Who came out of the woods? A bear. How it came? Out of the woods. So a bear, we are speaking about a bear. So it is the subject, and came out of the woods. It is talking about a bear. So this part becomes the predicate. In the third example, up went the kite. What is it went up? The kite. So the kite is the subject here. Where it went? It went up. It is talking about the subject. So up went becomes the predicate. In the city lived many poor people. Where the poor people lived? In the city. Who lived? Poor people. Because we are talking about many poor people, this becomes the subject. In the city becomes the predicate. Many poor people lived in the city. Now that we have understood that the subject not only comes at the beginning of the sentence, it can also occur at the end of the sentence. At times, the subject can also be dropped or hidden. Sometimes we cannot see the subject in the commanding sentences. Okay. Dropped or hidden as in the case of an imperative sentence. In this type of imperative sentences, for example, stand up, come here, go away. All these are the commands and have no dropped subject. So here the subject is the second person you. However, the subject you is understood and thus be dropped. Yeah, stand up. We can easily understand that if no one is there, no one is present, only you and that particular person who is speaking or giving this command is present, he can simply say stand up. So the subject is hidden here. Come here. In this case also the subject is hidden. Go away. Yeah, the subject is hidden. Now it's your turn to identify the subject and predicate in the sentences. The first example has been done for you. The manager has changed all of his staff recently. Who changed? The manager. So it becomes a subject. What he did? He has changed all of his staff recently. So it is giving more information about the manager. So it becomes a predicate. These are the sentences that are given in our textbook. Textual exercise. First one. Akaya grew accustomed to village life. We are speaking about Akaya. So, Akaya is the subject. Grew accustomed to village life is the predicate. In the second sentence, I went into the kitchen. Who went into the kitchen? I. So, it is the subject. It has been highlighted in the red color. Went into the kitchen is the predicate. On to the next one. The girls danced. Who danced? We are speaking about the girls here. Yeah. What is the work they performed? They danced. So, danced is a predicate. Fourth one. The dark clouds filled the sky. We are speaking about the dark clouds. So, this is the subject. Filled the sky. What they did? They filled the sky. it is giving more information or talking about the subject. So it is the predicate. Charan drove a silver Toyota. It's the name of the car, as you all know. Who is the subject here? Charan. What he did? He drove a silver Toyota. So it becomes the predicate. This is the overall concept of the subject and the predicate. You have understood the differentiation between the subject and predicate. Subject tells us who or whom, and predicate tells the action that was done. Thank you, children. Hope you all followed the session. Practice worksheets and go for online tests. For more videos, visit our www.medchillbuddy.com website.